Hello and welcome to episode 42 of the Custom Club with Walkley Wanderers. Now, where to start, man? Oh, it has been a hectic 3 months. Trust me when I say that. Let's start on the transfers. Transfer history. There's so much to get through. I'll try my best. I will try my best. So, 4 players going out. Anton Learn out for just under £1 million. Clauses might mean that it goes up to 1 million and a bit higher. I didn't really want to sell him, but he was getting a bit annoyed. He wanted a better contract, and I wasn't willing to pay. I think it was like £9,000 per week. I mean, Cardiff. Apologies. Cardiff are paying $16,750 for his services. This one's getting me. I wish I didn't have to make this decision because George Taylor is a decent player, and he would have been great for us eventually, I think. But it was right at the end of January, and we had to make a decision on him because Cardiff came in with a worse bid, and obviously, I rejected it completely, but then he wanted a new contract, which I was like, come on, sack your agent for that, you're better off being here. And he went a bit mental. So, in the end, George Taylor was unhappy at the club, and instead of it ruining the morale of the club, because he's been at the club for ages, been at the club for about 4 years, so he's obviously made friends in the club. So instead of him going to his mates and saying all the shit that's happened and then all the morale of the first team going down, I decided to let him go because, alright, £130,000 is a low amount for someone of George Taylor's quality. But if that decision means we're going into the Premier League, then it's worth a lot more than £130,000, if you know what I mean. Then we got Josiah Thompson, who's out on loan at Cambridge. He's progressing quite well. Not going to lie, he is making very good progress. And finally, Sam Bennett has gone for $6.25 million. A dream move to Boca Juniors. Very interesting. The Boca Juniors just come in. But this could actually rise to £10 million. Now, for someone that we got for pennies, literally nothing. We got him on a free. Fair enough. We got him on a free. From a free to 10 million quid, that ain't bad at all. Right. It's not like we haven't put the money back into the club. Firstly, we wanted a left-sided player who could just look after Sam Bennett's position. Actually, to be fair, Tedder, the other winger that we got earlier in the season on loan from Italian divisions, he's actually playing attacking left mid for us. But this guy is amazing. He's more of a defensive-minded player. I can't believe he's not natural at left back. That's what's getting me. But we're training him up as an attacking mid, and come the end of the season, he might get a few games, and he might actually be phenomenal for us. Because he has all the potential to be. And these ones are brilliant. These 2 purchases. Because Anton Learn went, we needed a left back. And we got Park Sang-duk from... When did we get him from? Maccabi Tel Aviv, right? 3.2 million, so they made a little bit of money. We will definitely make a little bit of money. Quite low wages compared to everybody else that I tried to find. I mean, we could push our wages up to about 11,000, but we don't want to kind of stop this glorious movement into profitability. I mean, look at this. This is all positive, and we actually put more money into our team during January, and we're still making money, which is amazing. And then this is the best one of of the whole season, to be fair, I think. And I can't think... Jonathan Skinner's sale... Alberto Castro's a decent signing, but obviously the negative about that is that he's still awaiting that work permit. He's Italian. I weren't looking for a striker. I wasn't looking for a striker at all. But Inter Milan transfer listed him a few days before the transfer window closed, and I mean, I could not say no for the amount of money that we've just bought him for. 1.3 million. He's already valued at 4.7. There was no doubt in my mind. Lorenzo Pisapia, whatever his name is, right? He had to come into our club. No matter what it took, thankfully, he was happy with £11,000 per week. It was only a tiny bit up from the Inter Milan wage that he was getting, but he wasn't wanted there. And, wow, to get his services, I mean, just looking at our forwards, if we could buy Michael Bell, which actually could be a reasonable target, to be fair, Hull City are down in the Championship. This is a Championship player, and they didn't want him. They didn't want him this year. Oh. Wow. Okay, that's not happened. That's incredible, because the last time I tried that, they wanted 20 million from him. So that, if we could get him for £800,000, we would be. Oh my god, the front four, like all my strikers, we got Julic, Pisapia, Michael Bell, and Golobot. Puskás can be sold for a couple of million. I wish that looking at what happened like in the summer and that, we could have actually sold him in the summer for even more. But we try and ship him off. I can't see us making that. I can't see us making 4.2 million on him. But whatever happens, I mean, look at that front line. That's gonna keep us in the Premier League next season. It's not. We are up. I know I'm kind of like jinxing it a bit here, but if we don't get promoted now, I have got to get sacked. Even though it's my own club, I don't care. I have to walk away from the club, because to not win the title with the front four, with the front five that we've got, would be disastrous. Midfield, it needs a tiny bit of work, especially on the right hand side. Orlandini has been absolutely phenomenal, but yet again, he's not our player. I would love for Verona. I'd pay 4.3. I'd try and pay like 10 million for him. But Verona, that is a ridiculous amount of money. 94 million. So that isn't going to happen. Another person that I'd love to get would be Mike Welsh, because this guy has got a ridiculous future ahead of him. He's growing insanely well. He's only 18, and wow, them stats. He's going to be a Premier League player next year. It might be with us on loan, and it might be with someone else. But he will be playing Premier League football at 18 years old. And he's just turned 18. Oh no, he's not. Sorry, my bad. No, he'll turn 19. My bad. He'll be playing Premier League football at 19 years old, and he's growing phenomenally well. So, I've only covered like 10% of what I need to talk about. So yeah, Tedder is now our attacking left, growing in some aspects, falling in others. Played a phenomenal game against West Ham. I think it was 6-3 at the end. And he was absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, excuse me. I need a drink. This is an old drink, so I might pull a face. But of course, I've not got a camera, so you won't see that. John Mills has basically got replaced by... what's his name? Jonathan Mateu. Just randomly exchanging places. So it was Mateu 2 years ago, and I think it was 2 years ago when he came. No, my bad. No, he's only been here for 2 seasons. So we brought in Mateu. Oh, but he was playing on the right. Oh no, he was playing on the left of midfield. Jonathan Mills was playing as the defensive mid. You can see how close these players are. They're both 2.5 star, but Mateu's got a tiny bit more potential. So that'll be interesting. Good news on the transfer front. We've just signed Julian Barker. Now he's not our best. He's not our best centre back by any stretch of the imagination. Actually, I think Chris Franklin's a bit better than him. But I'm thinking he's cheap. He's from the EU, so he's not gonna mess about with work permits. He'd do a job in the Premier League. And I was thinking, would Atletico Madrid be able to sell him? And the answer was yes. The answer is that they sold him for £425,000. So he becomes a proper Walkley Wanderers player when the new season starts, and that will be no idea. Start of August. There you go. Michael Bell. If we could get Michael Bell, it'd be unbelievable. We're also chasing this kid, right? João Celestro. In fact, we're not chasing him. Sorry, I've just gone to work, so this is about 4 hours, 5 hours like prior to what I'm recording now. So we've already bought him, but he's got a work permit problem. So he'll be loaned out, although his stats are top notch. I mean, I like him. 23 is a bit older than normal, but I think he's already developed into a decent player. If you can get the mental stats up a bit, we've got a Premier League centre mid. And that was less than £1 million. What else? What have we got here? David Kenny. Oh, right, okay. So, youth academy players. Let's go. We have David Kenny coming in. Centre back. I think what's his report say? 3 stars? Yeah, 3 stars and a blacked out star. And we have already signed 1 person up. We've only got 2 really decent players. But the other one, where are you? Leon Hewson. This guy looks quite tasty. I'm glad that he's already signed up a youth contract with Walkley Wanderers. That ties him down a little bit. So his report says that he'll be a leading Premier Division attacking midfielder in the future. So we've got to keep a hold of this guy. Big time. So all is good. Yeah. A little bit extra on the George Taylor transfer. Because I am really disappointed. I think he was nearly there. I think, give it 1 more season, we might have been able to, break him into the first team. I think eventually he'll be a Premier League player. Just. Potential to be a good Championship attacking midfielder in the future. I don't know. Current ability to potential ability. He's not that far away now. So I can see George Taylor playing in the Premier League one day, but obviously it won't be with Walkley Wanderers. The good thing is, this kid is going to play for Walkley Wanderers eventually. Philip Edmondson Rouse. If he's growing at the rate that I'm sure he'll grow a tiny bit more with Oxford. Which is strange. Is Oxford in League One? League One? Hopefully. Yes. So he's in League One right now. I can't see there being any problems there of throwing him into Premier League football. I can't, He's just the same as Ashley Price. And Ashley Price has been decent in the Championship. Let's have a look. Let's give a comparison with Ashley Price. I apologise. This episode is going to be massive. So Ashley Price, I mean, most of them, the bravery, Ashley Price does shade it. But, I mean, when Edmondson Rouse actually wins one, it's winning by a bigger margin, I think. Yes. So I think Edmondson Rouse will be our backup. Ashley Price might start the new season. He's more there, but he's older, obviously. Or is it? He's 22. God, we've had Edmondson Rouse for a long time, haven't we? Bloody hell. 22. Oh yeah, they're both 22. So it will be a straight shootout next year, unless we can get Alandi back for a third loan spell, which I can't see. I really can't see. He's too good. I mean, yes, Verona would love to see the player progress in the Premier League, but, I mean, eventually they'll go, hang on, can't we just play him ourselves? He's our player. We've got to keep a tab on him, because I'm sure Verona's not going to hold on to the player. And I'm sure the sale of Orlandini isn't going to be in the 90 odd millions. It's going to be about 30 million. So if it's in a couple of years, maybe if we're an established Premier League team going above, like maybe 6th place, we could actually fork out big time, because this guy is special. At 20 years old, he is unbelievable, and he's doing magical things for us. Let's go and stats, league stats. Because, Golobot scored 26 goals. Just a mad amount of goals. Assists, well, it was Sam Bennett, now Orlandini. Player of the match, Golobot. Tedder has been great since he's come in. Yeah, let's have a look. I'm just giving away my position in the table if you didn't know that already. I'm sure you did. So, yeah, this 6-3... Oh, it was against Aston Villa. Claret and Blue. There's a Claret and Blue side. Tedder was extremely good. He had 2 goals, 2 assists. Madness. Mind you, this is not the one that we wanted to see. This is not the one that I wanted to talk about. Yes, right. Nick Thacker scored against Northampton. So, he goes on. He asked for more games. And I'm like, okay, get games. He scores an 89th minute winner. And I'm like, oh, well done, fair play. And then we bought Barker. We bought Barker at near the end of January, and literally the next game, he goes on and scores. There, yeah, it's in the Aston Villa game. Fair enough. Yeah, so obviously, no, it wasn't in January, because he hasn't actually joined us yet. He's still on loan with us. We're not paying any wages, but he joins in June. So it obviously was right at the start of February. And the game afterwards, we were playing against Aston Villa. Obviously, morale is high at the moment. We're signing really good quality players. And he bags himself a goal. Like, that Aston Villa, let's watch it. It's 9 goals. I don't care. I don't care how long this episode's gonna be. Like, Tedder was incredible. Golobot scores goals for fun. Tedder with the corners. I'd like to bring Tedder in next year, but I doubt that's gonna be viable, because I don't know. It'd probably be the same case as Orlandini. I've not checked, so I'll check that afterwards. Excuse me. So Golobot's there, he plays it to Julich, and then Tedder just pops up, just like bang, have that. So that's his first goal. They get a penalty. I'm not too sure about most of these goals. I think I went out of the room. I like to go out of the room first half of game. If I need to do something, then I play the first half because it doesn't need any subs. And if your team's as good as this, they normally win. So Orlandini gets on the scoreline. Just he pops up with goals. Honestly, Tedder was so good in this game. Mental. He's there again, just like whipping in them corners. Keogh. Where's he going to play this? It's Mills. Keogh again. Aggravating Aston Villa. That's what we were. We were aggravating them. Hurst. And then Orlandini picks it up for Tedder to score again. And if I remember correctly, Aston Villa mounted a little bit of a comeback late on. So that was 5-2, yes. And then it became 5-3. And then we finished the game off with a Golabart finish, I think, Golabart goal. And it was a crazy scoreline of 6-3. It was the best game that we've played this season. Although we've played another one that I've got to show you because it is a derby. And it was quite an emphatic win for Walkley Wanderers as well. Through a packed Don Valley Stadium. Seeing a Sheffield 6 clash that actually wasn't in the postcode of Sheffield 6. In fact, it was halfway across the city. That's what stadium redevelopments are doing to you. I mean, that's the problem. So yeah, Sheffield, this is emphatic because Sheffield Wednesday are a decent side in this league. And we're just blowing them away. We are. Mate, I am so pleased. Look, before this Nottingham Forest loss, which actually we should have won because they got a man sent off just before the 60th minute. Look how long it is since we lost in the Championship. This is February. We're talking at the start of November. Madness. This team is ready. I'm actually, you know what? I'm glad that we didn't go up last season because it's made me reorganise things, and we're actually pushing for the promotion this season. We were lucky to get into the playoffs last season. We had a decent side. It was developing. But this, because of the anger of last season, because of the frustration, because of the sadness, I properly wanted to get promoted this season. And it made me look further and further into the systems, into the teams that could potentially harbour good young players. And we have bought quality. I think we're there. The next game is against Huddersfield. And if I remember correctly... No. There's one more thing. Calm down. So, rejigged the coaching setup. Some of the under-18 coaches have now moved into proper coaching roles. So, I'm sure Pete Brown was an under-18s coach. He's now developed into quite an amazing coach. 4 stars already, only 32. I just throw him into the first team setup. There you go. There's 3 in the whole coach. I can't remember the names, but they're basically the same. Obviously not him because he's a real player. But mate, it could be Luke Shaw. He could have been an under-18s coach thrown into the coaching setup. And then we brought in 3 other under-18s coaches, but with a difference this time. They've got interesting stats. I believe these to be decent staff members when they do come up. But we've now gone for a 4-4-2. We're actually trying to zone in on the formation that we'd like to play in the Premier League eventually. So the 4-4-2 comes up a lot. I'm sure my formation isn't quite available to the coaches, but 4-4-2. I think I've literally pressed on the same guy. 4-4-2. Fabian Burra and Andrew Rothwell 442. They're not there technically, right? Coaching, mental, no. Attributes are not great, but they're young. They could be very good coaches. I mean, they're under a very good. They're under a good wing now. I mean, look at the amount of coaches that we've got, and training's doing all right actually. Might need to work on the fitness coach. I didn't actually look at fitness coaching. Goalkeeping coach. We've got a new goalkeeping coach. We said goodbye to someone that we'd had for absolutely ages and brought in Scott Shearer, who cost a bit from Newport County. We brought him from Newport County. It also has that 442. Alright goalkeeping coach. I mean, he's a star more than my old goalkeeping coach, and actually you don't get lots of regen goalkeeping coaches, especially none that could harbour potential. So there you go. Hopefully he's decent for us. So this game should be quite an easy one. We're gonna throw in Pizapia just so you can watch him, to be honest, and we'll throw in Zizka because I mean he's looking very good. He's looking brilliant. He'll be a very good player for Chelsea. I'm no doubt about that. Who else can we play? Park Sang-dyuk has got an injury, so he won't be able to. We'll throw Chris Franklin into the subs bench. I'd like to give him more games because maybe with the progression he could actually start in the Premier League. You never know. Never know, especially if we don't get a work permit for that guy. The kid that we brought in the summer, who has actually been rejected for a second work permit. Actually, no, a third work permit. We had one when we actually bought him, and then one 120 days afterwards, and then one this February. All rejected, still on loan to Hertha Berlin, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And, we're just waiting. Hopefully when his loan's finished, then we get a different outcome. That's fingers crossed. Golabot is offside there. It's a shame. Pizapia would have had an assist. And also, obviously, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, tell me. Actually, you know, when the ball was played, it didn't look offside because of this wing back, but they've stopped the line in a ridiculous place. The ball's already been played there. Patrick Cobb. Yeah, Patrick Cobb's doing alright. Golabot. Fuck, yes. His 33rd goal of the season. That's in all competitions. So, that's like a half volley into the bottom corner, which is nice to see. Zizka gets an assist. That's good. I think this is his first start. I mean, I would play him, but, like, he's a loanee player. And his development is none of my business. That's a good block. That is a good block. If there's one of my players and he was against Tedder, I'd play Zizka all the time. But, man, oh, look how... that is brilliant. You know what? Since we actually sold George Taylor, the gap between us and second place has just... it's ripped wide apart. We were actually really close with Nottingham Forest. They were second place when we actually played them. And they won us, I think. As we get an own goal in our favour. So yeah, we were really close. A couple of points here and there against Nottingham Forest. And now we've just torn apart the league. We took in 9 points, yeah. Nottingham Forest falling down to third place. Norwich in second. Hull, I can't believe Hull have actually accepted a bid for Michael Bell. That is extra. That is the main news. That is like breaking news in the middle of an episode. How on earth did they accept that? I have no idea. Especially when they wanted 20 million a couple of months ago. Please, if anybody understands what their ideas are, what their knowledge is, please tell me. Mateu's picked up a knock. Mills can just replace him there. Oh, and more Julich news. He's had a couple of injuries here and there, a couple of weeks out. Nothing major. I'm really pleased. He's started to get fit. Thacker plays, and we'll throw Julich. Yeah, screw it. Pizza he's done his job. We've got goals, even though he hasn't scored. I think he's only scored once, like once of right now. So it's not a great start, but I mean you've seen his qualities and you've seen how young he is, and the price that we've got it is ridiculous. We're just cruising. We are cruising. I can't wait for the next season. That said, obviously, if we do get promoted, which it looks like, Leon White, you've got to give huge credit to Leon White in the net. He has been superb as well. It's a celebration now because this is happening. Golaport there again. Wow. Is that another Ziska? No, yeah, it is a Ziska assist. It's come off the back of a defender. Might need to play him a couple. I mean, doesn't really make any difference. To be fair, I'm training Ashley Price to play on that wing, but for now, we've got two loanee players. It doesn't really matter which one we play. That's a position that I'd like to improve in the summer. Mind you, saying that, I'd like to improve both wings if we can in the summer. Other than that, I think we're set. I think we've done good business defensively. Like, I think we've more than enough tried to survive next season already. Yeah. Right, let's do a live negotiation here. Because here's Michael Bell. I mean, this is Michael Bell again. This is profit. Immediate profit. I mean, look. We sold him off for £4 million. And then we're going to get him back for less than £1 million. What? Right, we're going to try and drive down that wage as much as possible. He's a great player. And what I'm thinking, right, is that I'm not trying not to sell him now. Try not to sell him because he might have the potential to be like a great Premier League player. I can't. We just, yeah, fuck it. Try and drive down that wage as much as possible. So we go for 6,000 on the existing terms of his old contract, apart from the clause that I've just removed. And the opening offer isn't great, although the wage seems to please him. Yearly wage rise isn't that bad simply because his wage is low. Sell-on fee percentage, I'd like to put that down to 10. Wage after reaching international appearances, well, I don't even think he's going to get into the international setup yet. To get 5 games, it's not that much of a rise. I'll put that yearly wage rise down at 10%. I've got to be careful now because obviously one more deal or it's done. I would like to do this live. I would like to actually seal this live, and it is sealed. We're going to get Michael Bull back for less than £1 million. That's as shocking to me as it is you guys. I am pleased. I mean, we must have a report on him, obviously, because we've got him like here. Good play for most Premier Division sides now. Oh. Unlikely to improve in the future. Don't really care if he's a good Premier League. Who cares? Who cares? Please, even if he doesn't improve that much in the future, there's got to be profit there. I hope we don't need to sell him. I hope he grows with the club. Because my purchase of Michael Ball anyway from Manchester United, that was a great signing. And getting him back, that's made me even happier. Spot on. I'm a happy chappy. Right. This has gone on for ages. But it's been one of them episodes. There's been a lot to catch up with. Because I did some crazy shit in the transfer window. Oh. And not more crazier than the signing of Michael Bell, which I still can't believe has just happened. It's not done deal, signed paperwork or anything, but we are very close, aren't we? Right, this has been Cutsy. Thank you for watching this episode of the Custom Club with Walkley Wanderers. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I will see you next time.